Hello and welcome to the first of hopefully many Fire Emblem Three Houses weekly updates. Today's report will be based on a translation done by Reddit user Cake Attack, and if any other news comes out regarding this week's Famitsu article, I will make sure to cover it at a later time. But for now, let's focus on what we do know from today's update. So first off, we find out that each character begins as a noble or commoner class. Depending on their station, I imagine like Adelgard will be a noble, but there may be some of her classmates who are not nobles that are just commoners going to like a war school or something, who start off as, a commoner class. Once you reach level 5, you can first begin taking the class change examinations to become a new class. So this is exactly what Adelgard was doing in the trailer we received just a few months ago. To unlock a new class beyond meeting the level requirements, you need to spend the appropriate examination passes. A unit passing has a random chance. You can start taking those exams at level 5. You have a random chance of passing them, which I'm sure you can increase your random chance by meeting certain requirements, and it doesn't reset your level, so we're going with the Fates approach to reclassing. Classes give unique skills, but they don't determine what weapons you use. They do, however, allow your weapon ranks to increase easier for specific weapon types. So I'm really interested in the idea that every single unit can use every kind of weapon, but that certain classes are going to be more proficient with certain weapons. So again, using the example of Adelgard changing to a Brigand, she is more, I'm sure the Brigand class is more proficient with axes and has some sort of class skill that goes along with that. So now we've learned a little bit about how class changes work, and I'm really excited about that. Any unit can be any class, but I'm also interested in any unit can use any weapon. So I'm interested in maybe you can make your own interesting custom units, like an armored cleric type of thing, or a flying mage that also uses, axes or something, which I guess we've seen that already before with the Malignite class. But just things like that, it sounds like it's gonna be super customizable, and I'm really excited to see how far you can take it with your own customization. Continuing, there is a return of the Miller's Turnwheel mechanic. However, it's going to be based around, story-wise, it's going to be based around Sothis, who is described as someone who can turn back time. So that sounds almost exactly like the Miller's Turnwheel. And we also found out that there are 2 difficulties, normal and hard, and also there will be a casual mode and a classic mode available. Next, we learn a little bit about the characters and the countries they come from. So first off, the protagonist, who is Byleth, our avatar, is a former mercenary who becomes an instructor after driving off some bandits and having their skills recognized. And of course, they've lost the memories of who they are to some extent, according to this translation. Adelgard is the heir to the Adrestian Empire. That country holds the longest history in all of Fodlan, and the students from there tend to use axes and magic. Dimitri is from the kingdom of Fargus. He is the heir to that kingdom, and the students from Fargus are talented with lances. And then finally, Claude is from the Leicester Alliance, he being the son of the head of the Alliance. And the students from Leicester are talented with bows. So prior to this point, I recorded as soon as a pretty rough translation came out for the Famitsu article. But a few hours later, there's some more information that surfaced, so I decided I should just tack this on to the end of the video so that I am able to give you all of the information that I have. So let's take a look here. It's from the same Redditor, but he just did some more translating since the last time I looked. In this article, we're given some examples of the different abilities you can learn from different classes, and he lists some of those being swordcraft, axecraft, lancecraft, bowcraft, physical magic, faith, flight, heavy armor, and horsemanship. And then it gives examples of skills learned by increasing your ranks in those different abilities. So swordcraft level 1, you get +5 accuracy, +7 evade, and +5 critical when a sword is equipped. Sword Slayer, which is learned from Lancecraft, gives +20 accuracy and avoid while fighting a sword equipped unit while equipped with a lance. And then there's Axecraft, which is just the same as Swordcraft but with axes. Physical Magic level 1, which is the same as Swordcraft but for dark magic and black magic. And then there's Short Range Counter, which comes from Bowcraft, which allows bow units to counter when attacked from one range. And then Also, there's Faith level 1, which is the same as Swordcraft level 1 again. And also, a few examples of classes were shared, which is pretty cool. So the Myrmidon was shared, which it just gives a small description of a nimble fighter who specializes in swords, a soldier who's accurate and wields lances, warrior who's a powerful fighter specializing in bows and axes, and then finally a monk who uses the 3 forms of magic, being white, black, and dark. So I'm interested to see what the difference between black and dark magic are, like why they're 2. Well, probably, honestly, black is probably like anima magic, and then dark is like traditionally dark magic. So I'm interested to see where it goes from there. This is all pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to share those little things that were added to the translation that I was using, just so you guys know as well. But yeah, so again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff I'm supposed to say. And thank you so much for checking out the video, and stick around to the end.